I saw on a thread today the question, what would you do if the zombie apocalypse happened tomorrow? Well, there were a lot of responses, and one person responded, of course, it's not going to happen all at one time. It's a gradual. It might be weeks, it might be months before we really know that it's a zombie apocalypse, before it takes over the world and all that. And that's true, it won't happen all at once. But I think when there will be certain things that will take place that we'll know when it's coming. If we're watching the news and we know there's an outbreak somewhere and a couple people died and came back alive, or a couple of people died and a building's been attacked, or if you hear something in the news, you'll have a pretty good idea. But the question is, what would you do if the zombie apocalypse started tomorrow? If things started, my initial thought was I'd get my family, go north. That's what I thought. And I'd have to refine it a little bit, but I've been thinking more about it just in the last few hours. Been thinking about it, and I would go to my sisters. If I knew something was up, something's about to happen, I'd call my sisters, see if they get their husbands and kids, and get my parents and see if they would go with me. If not, it would be really hard, but I'd have to say, well, we're going, and we'd go to my in-laws' house. They live in northeast Kansas. They don't have a huge plot of land, but they have 6 acres, and 6 acres is a lot, and live kind of on a hill. And their house would be easily fortifiable, and it doesn't have a lot of windows on the ground level, and it's actually split level, so you could look down. I mean, it's a pretty good house, and there's a big, huge field across the road. It's got a little valley. There's a big field there. I mean, you'd be able to see a lot. You could see around your land. They've got land, which is good. They don't have fences, but we could build them. And from where we are here in Tulsa, it's about a 250-mile drive, which seems like a lot, but it's pretty much a straight shot up Highway 169. We've made the trip a lot of times, and if we knew something was happening, all we'd have to do is get have to get gas. I mean, and drive, and I'm sure we could live with them. And if they had a problem with it, then oh well, we'd override them, because we'd say we're gonna stay here because they need our help, and we'll need their help, because my in-laws have a lot of knowledge, and maybe I don't think they could go around like killing Z's if it came down to that, but they know a lot of stuff, and they live in a good place. And of course, then there's also the seminal thing. I don't want my daughters to grow up not knowing their grandparents. That's why I want to take my parents with me. And I think my siblings and my parents would follow me if I said we're gonna go as a family. We're gonna stay with Mom and Pa for a few weeks because something's about to happen. I think they'd follow me. And out of my family, my brother-in-law, I would follow him. He would be a great leader. I mean, I wouldn't follow him away from my family, but if he took a leadership role, I would be one of his minions, one of his followers, because he's strong, he's smart, he's got a really good heart, he's got a level head. In the face of disaster and bad stuff that happens, I haven't seen him really get down. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't feel happy, but he doesn't lose it. I have not seen him lose it. And he's been through a lot of crap, and he's a pretty strong guy, and I would follow him if he took leadership. Yeah. And but that said, we'd go to my in-laws' house, like I started out with. His family, they own a farm a little bit further north, I believe in Iowa. Maybe they own the farm in Nebraska, if his family still owns it. I don't know what's been happening in his family. Yeah, that's my idea. I'd bug out. Tulsa is not a good place to be. I mean, there's a lot of ammo stores, there's a lot of food stores, a lot of good stuff here, but there's also a lot of people. A lot of people who own guns. I mean, these are people, when the stuff hits the fan, people are gonna mob, and that's a dangerous place to be. That's why I'd want to bug out to the country, and I think I'd want to bug north.